kama uko kwa tight budget sahi, meaning like you really feel like the amount of money that you're making is not really enough, this is what you're gonna do. Fanya hivi ndio at least ubaki na kakitu ndio uweze kuinvest so that you progress to the next life, okay? Kwa sababu enyewe kusema ukweli, life is not about kukula, kuvaa na kufanya all those kind of things, okay? Remember one thing, there's time I told you one thing, there are two things in life. Kuna vitu naitanga sustainability, to sustain your life. There are sustainabilities. Sustainabilities, vitu kama hizo ni food, we have the shelter or the rent, commonly is known as in Kenya. Then the other thing is about dressing, nini, that's clothing, school fees, debts na vitu kama hizo. So these are just sustainabilities or things to sustain your life. This is not a progress, okay? And I gave a very weird example, nikasema sasa tukikula vizuri, ukae poa nini, utanona tu ukuwe na nyashi, maisha ikuwe poa, lakini the reality is you're not developing, okay? The other thing inaitangwa development, okay? So you have to develop. And the only way we can develop ni at least, hata kama mambo iko ngumu kiasi, tunabakisha kakitu, tuna invest for the progression of our life, okay? So that is what you're gonna get in this specific video. Only thing that unafaa kufanya tu ni kurelax. And by the way, I'm sharing this information for free. I'm not charging you a dime. The only thing I want from you kindly as a return and as a thing to support me is to like this video. It doesn't cost you anything, and also to subscribe. And I know you're asking, what's the importance of subscription? Anytime nitakuwa na post a video, na huwa na posting ya video each and every day, utakuwa unajulisha, okay? Let's get into the business. Now, here you are, uko na kitu naitangwa tight budget. Tight budget inamaanisha aje? Like hauna pesa mingi. Like ukichukua pesa zako ukizibudgetia unaona ai zinaisha zote. Say maybe una earn ka 45,000 or maybe sometimes ka 10,000, ka 15,000, ka 20. Ukijaribu kukapangia unapata kanaisha tu hivyo. Why? Number one, kumbuka vitu zime increase in prices. Although unaona saizi unga ni kama inaanza kushuka, you know, mambo inaenda vizuri. So we still hope for the best. But at the same time, unafaa kujua ni ati things zime increase in terms of the cost of living. So kwa hivyo ni kumaanisha if you do not so adjust yourself, mambo kinaweza ikakuramba. So this is what I wanted to do even if you are at a tight budget for you to be able to progress. Okay? Now, let's go step by step. Now, kuna time nilishare video hapa na ninaomba nitumie some of the examples nilitumia kwa hiyo video ndio nikuelezee. Nikasema hivi, kwa life ya mwanadamu, yangu, yako na huyo mwingine, tunakuanga na vitu tatu ama vitu zote ambazo huwa tunazitumia kwa life zinakuanga classified into 3. Na nita explain leo. Ya kwanza tuna zile vitu tunazitanga nini? Must have. Must have. Hizi ni zile vitu lazima ukuwe nazo. Kitu ya pili nikasema ni or B ni good to have, okay? Good to what? Good to have. Na C nikasema is the thing tunazitanga nini? Nice to have. Okay, now the point is this. Zile vitu ambazo ni must have, sita stress hapa because I made a video, you can check it out. So zile vitu ambazo zinaitangwa must have ni zile vitu lazima ukuwe nazo whether you want it or not. Nikasema, and you know, I know you know them, okay? Akina food, akina rent, akina school fees kama uko na watoi, akina debt kama una service debt mahali, hizo ni vitu zenye hauwezi negotiate, lazima ukuwe nazo, okay? The other thing is good to have. Hizi vitu zenye si lazima ukuwe nazo, lakini ukiwa nazo at least life is better. Right now unaniwatch kutumia smartphone, ni important ama ni good to have. Si lazima by the way uko na your smartphone, but the size as we speak is good to have because you are watching me, you're getting the knowledge, and it's actually making your life easier. Uko na TV kwa nyumba, uko na kiti kuzuezi kaa kwa floor, those are good to have. Lakini sasa tukiingia kwa hii kategoria ya tatu yenye tunaitanga nice to have, it's nice to have an expensive carpet, it's nice to have an iPhone 15 Pro Max, it's nice to have yourself a very big and heavy car that you're even hardly able to service na vitu kama hizo. So wakati unarealize uko kwa tight budget, concentrate sana sana pesa zako zikalia hapa kwa must have. Kitu ya kwanza Kenya naweza kuambia, make sure nyumba yenyewe imelipwa kama haujajenga kwako, lipa rent ya wenyewe. Kitu ya pili, lipia food yako, vitu ambao unakula, lipa school fees. Na mlipe school fees saizi wakati watoto wamefunga shule. Ndo usifungue shule unakimishana na school fees na kununua uniform. Changamka saizi, okay? Before uende hiyo Christmas. Haya, hizo vitu zingine ni kama clothing. Obviously hauwezi enda uchi na vitu kama hizo. Na kwa clothing inaweza fall under good and nice cause unaweza pata clothing ambao ni expensive like na Gucci nini and what have you. So the point is, hizi ni vitu ambazo ni basics. Ukisha achieve hizi vitu basics kwanza, na tafadhali naomba unisikie. Unajua kuna time inafikanga tunasemanga aje, desperate times call for what? For desperate actions. So ukisha achieve hizi vitu ambazo ni basic kwanza, first of all disregard the good to have. You can only consider the good to have if iko na ripple effect kwa the must have. Kwa mfano mtu kama mimi, my phone is my office. See, kwa mfano, let's say there is a problem with the phone. So I have to make sure that even if it's a good to have, I have to make sure that the phone is in good condition because that's what I eat. Kwa mfano, let's say uko na gari and then maybe your gari yako ni ofisi yako, maybe wewe ni mtu wa taxi, wewe ni mtu wa Uber. Maybe let's say there is a blockage in that Uber thing and God forbid. Now, the thing is you also need to consider that good to have as a nice to have because it's not only a liability but that thing is actually an asset because it's making you something. Mumenielewa? Kwanza to full hizi ni bucket tatu, bucket A, B and C. So kwa hii bucket ya kwanza ya good to have or must have, kwanza tuijaze. Tukishaijaza tujue nao we are secured. You know, hakuna kitu nakuanga poa kwa roho ya mzazi ukishajua watoto wamekula, school fees imelipwa, nyumba imelipwa, mimi mwenyewe siendi uchi na those kind of things. Kale ka pesa ambako kana baki hapo hivyo. Because let me tell you one secret. Hata msee mwenye analipwa 10k per month, msee mwenye analipwa 10k per month, trust you not, hii pesa it's savable. This money is enough to be saved. Na acha nikwambie ni kwa nini. Do you remember at the very first time ulianza kuwa employed, ulikuwa unalipwa pesa ngapi? Mimi nilianza na 5000. Na kwanza nilinyang'anywa. So nilianza na 5,000. That was amazing to me. See, working the entire stretch of a whole month to be paid 5,000. Nilikuwa nalipwa kitu 166 shillings per day. And that money was actually amazing, okay? Now, unakumbuka hiyo time ulikuwa unalipwa 5,000. Ukaanza kusema, haki nikiweza tu ongezewa takani 2,000 yake, naweza kuwa mbele. By the way, mimi nikaongezea 2,000. And I was not saving when I was having 5,000. Nikaongezwa 2 bado sikuwa na save. Zikafika 10 sikuwa na save. Zinaenda hivyo zikiongezeka. Pia wewe mwenyewe unaweza track that record. I know you may argue from the point of, unajua saa tukuwa na familia, saa tulipata familia. It is true, but do not take familia as an excuse. Take them as a blessing. That's why you're supposed to view it. So you can remember time ulikuwa una 10k, time ulikuwa una 20k, time ulikuwa una 30k, okay? And you're still claiming, oh, life is expensive, oh, I cannot be able to save, oh, saizi umeenda ka 60, oh, it's expensive, oh, saizi maybe umeenda hadi ka 100, ka 200, but you're still complaining. Now, tuongee tu kweli. Na hapa hakuna kujudge, but tuongee tu kweli. Now, who is the problem? Is it you or the employer if you're employed? Yes, you're right. It is you. You have the problem. You are changing the forest, but the monkey is still the same. So you're supposed to adjust yourself so that at least you do what? You'll be able to save something. So whenever somebody approaches me and I say, hey, Joseph, me want 10k. Aki, inaweza manage to save do. Yes, you can. You see, ukirealize una make 10k per month, ishi maisha yenye iko below 10,000. Why? Unaweza chukua nyumba ya 3,000, umake sure umekula at least 3,000. Atatia kama utasave atakani kathao kwa hii 10k. So be good. Even if you're saving 500 of 3,000 in one month, so be it. At least save something. Now, this is the point. Ukisha manage to fill the basket you must have, no matter how much you're actually earning. And nilipeana trick hapa kwa video nyingine nikasema hivi, saizi wakati vitu zina appreciate, pia wewe adjust. Na nikapeana example ya mafuta kupika. Kitambo mafuta 10 liters ilikuwa inauzwa around 1100 Kenyan shillings, 1100. Okay? Right now is 22. Literally the price has doubled. Wewe umefanya nini kwa life yako kwa adjust, kwa accommodate your change of life or change of price, na hakuna kitu wamekuongezea kwa mshahara yako. So hii inafai kusumbue sana, ujiulize now where will I adjust myself? Ni hizo ma-outing naendanga, ni hizo vitu nakulanga zenye zinaharibu pesa zangu, so that you accommodate this fee. Because this fee has been incurred in your life. So you have to adjust yourself. Now anasemanga only a fool does not change his mind. Now what we do, after filling the basket of must have, you remain with as small as you can. Now you ask yourself, okay? Now I have sustained my life. The life sustainability. Umejibu hiyo swali ya sustainability. Remember one thing, we don't develop with sustainability. We ought to go to the next level of what? Of development. Now, what exactly do we do? You ask yourself, mimi per month na manage to save like, okay, ka 5,000, ka 2,000, 3,000, some couple of hundreds, okay? So you ask yourself now, with hii dhao wenye na save mwisho wa mwezi, hii dhao 10 zenye na save mwisho wa mwezi, naweza manage kuzi-invest wapi? At least nipate kakitu. Okay, now you ask yourself, okay, if it's treasury bills inahitaji 100,000, so hiyo hauqualify, hiyo unawachana nayo. Okay, ukienda kwa kitu kama treasury bonds inahitaji 50,000, hiyo nimequalify. So if you have a 50,000 umeinvest mahali, or rather umesave mahali, you can invest in that area. Okay, if it's a money market fund, kuna ambazo pia zinaweza hitaji even 100 Kenyan shillings, you pick one that works for you. Kama ni kitu kama sacco shares, you can even buy that. If it's about the stock shares that there's a Nairobi Stock Securities Exchange, you can buy that. So you see, unaanza kueliminate you know, kueliminate, tunasema okay, hii siwezi qualify, hii nimequalify, hii nimequalify, hii siwezi qualify. And then the other point ni hii, ukishapata hako ka pesa Kenya ambao umeinvest, make sure that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Si hapana chukua pesa zako invest kwa kitu moja zote, hapana. Make sure at least umesave kado, umeinvest maybe kwa money market fund kiasi hapa, zingine umesave kiasi pale, na zingine mahali pale, so that at least you do what, you be able to have a difference in terms of what your savings out there. Hivyo ndo tunafanyanga when it comes to what, to savings. Haina formula ingine, that's the simplest formula ambao tunaweza itumia for us to save our money. Okay, so usianze kusema oh Joseph, I'm on a very tight budget, I'm on a this. I understand right now a lot of people are crying due to the fact that hey, wanasema oh economy stuff na all those kind of things, lakini tuambiane tu kweli, we have to develop, we have to save, we have to invest, and we have to progress in this life. So if you're on a tight budget, consider first hii basket ya nice to have kwanza hii tuachane naye, na hii basket ya nice to have by the hata siku izungumzia. What do you think is inside here? Okay, vitu ya kwanza ni kuchapa sherehe, alcohol is there, because honestly nani mwaisikia amekufa kwa sababu amekosa pombe, unless maybe you are addicted, but the fact remains it's not really a thing that you know, it's a part of you. You see, you get what I'm saying? See, we are part of food, we are part of clothing, but alcohol is really not part of us. We are the one who did bring it on board. Okay, vitu zingine ni kwenda hizo outing. You see, each and every week you have to go to grab that expensive coffee out there, coffee ambao unauziwa close to 3, 4, 5 or even maybe 700 out there, or maybe taking yourself out like frequently. Remember one thing, usianze kuni crucify kwa comment section. I didn't say you guys you should not go out. You should do so. After all, this life is short, by the way, for your information. When I say short, I don't mean like in the end next month. What I mean is that, you see, we human beings do not live like the entire stretch of our lives. Sometimes as we make money, it's also good to make sure that at least we do what? We sort of, you know, incorporate, you know, we improve our finance as well as our social. So, but of course, you have to be very keen and careful on what exactly you are doing. But when you realize you're really on a tight budget, like on this video, please, first of all, disregard this. And I know you'll be like, okay, how if mtu mwenye ako addicted na alcohol and what have you? Now, that's a whole different of a topic. If you want me to talk about it, that can actually take the entire whole of a video. By the way, I'll make about that. But anyway, point is this: consider this bucket and a little bit of this, salvage a little bit of money so that you do something at the end of the day. Can you imagine this? And this is what I'm going to leave you with. Can you imagine this? Yeah, unasema you are on a tight budget, you are saving close to nothing or nothing, and then your future is not really secured. And let me tell you one thing: what if something like you getting retrenched, or in another name, umekuwa fired? What would you do? What would you do? Now, that's a small thing that you are getting and you are in a tight budget. You are on a tight budget because you can be able to fulfill your sustainability things, yeah? Now, can you imagine if you get fired, what will happen? Even that thing that you used to sustain yourself, now you're getting off the balance. And once you get off the balance, you not only affect your finance, even your stability of the mind becomes disoriented. Can you imagine this as a parent? And this one, maybe parents can relate. Can you imagine this as an adult and as a parent? You're somewhere, you haven't paid the school fees, kids have to go back to school next week. You have bought some uniforms. You have some new kids who are getting into, maybe they're transitioning to a different level in terms of education. You haven't actually cleared with your landlord or landlady. You haven't. Can you just imagine the kind of a life that you can? Do you know that sometimes unapatanga? Yes, you think a lot, but you don't even get a solution at the end of the day. You become disoriented. So it's always good to be keen and careful so that at least you do that what is appropriate so that you can progress to the next level. All right, guys, guess what? That marks the end of my video, but it's not the end of me posting a video each and every time. So the only thing that I request you guys do so that you don't miss a piece of my videos, make sure that you hit that subscription button. My name is Joseph. And by the way, I have booklet about investments. Always don't forget, you can pick my number from the description of this specific video. Niko na booklet about money market funds, shares, treasury bills, bonds, circles, all those kind of things, rates. If you need them, shoot me a call. You get a copy. A copy goes for only 280 Kenyan shillings. For now, it's a goodbye. See you in the next one.